Now, if you're watching all the liberal talk shows, if you go on social media and you see what's going on with the Brittney Griner case, they're all trying to make you believe that Brittney Griner was arrested because, one, she's black, she's a lesbian, and why she was given such a hard sentence. They're also trying to make it seem like she wouldn't have to go there if there was equal pay for WNBA as there was in the NBA. There's so much to unfold in this and unpackage in this, and I'm going to try to get into the stuff about unequal pay in the WNBA and the NBA, but I'm going to basically say this. It's not even close. The WNBA makes no money, so people who are saying that obviously are lying or don't have any idea what's going on in this whole Brittney Griner situation and the pay scale. But I'm going to get into something else. I want to get into the facts of this case about what many on the left are saying. Brittney Griner is in worse position because a large portion of the population in Russia, which is racist, is what they're saying, a former detainee says. Now, what if I told you there was someone who had a case very similar to Brittney, was a male, was white, and got a harsher sentence than Brittney? No one's talking about him. He's just a regular average American, and he's a teacher. Yet, you go on TV, you go into the media, and you see stuff like this. Why Brittney Griner's peril is felt by all black women in America. It's what they do. They make everything about race. They make everything about racism and everything about if you're a SJW. That's why they're trying to protect Brittney, because she's one of theirs. But if you're a straight white male and you're a teacher and your name happens to be Marc Fogels, you get 14 years in hard labor in Russia. Nobody cares. I'm going to get into this Marc Fogels story because it's very similar to Brittney's, and yet no one's talking about it. This guy has 14 years and he's 61 years old. Check this out. The family of an American sentenced to 14 years at a hard labor camp in Russia fears that he has been given what amounts to a death sentence and is calling on the Biden administration to designate him as wrongfully detained, which would trigger formal diplomatic efforts to secure his release. American citizen Marc Fogels worked for nearly a decade as a history teacher at the Anglo-American school in Moscow, where children of U.S. diplomats were among his students. He is a very, very much beloved teacher and an award-winning teacher. One of his sisters, Ann Fogel, told CNN, he is an incredibly enthusiastic person, has an amazing zest for life that has made him an outstanding teacher, and his students love him. He was arrested 11 months ago at an airport in the Russian capital, where he was returning for the school year after traveling into the country with cannabis. His family and lawyer said he was carrying it for medical purpose, the same reason that Brittney says. It was recommended by a doctor to treat for severe pain, just as Brittney states. But yet, two stories here. I'm going to put it down in the description, and I want you to see. No one is out there crying for Marc Fogels to get out. His sentence is even harsher than Brittney's. Yet no one's talking about it because he's not an SJW. Last month, he was found guilty in court just outside of Moscow, the same where the trial of detained WNBA player Brittney Griner is taking place, of committing large-scale drug smuggling and given the 14-year sentence. The situation around Fogels' case has other similarities to Griner's. Both Americans were arrested at the airport for having cannabis, which they testified was for personal ailments, although Fogels was found to have been carrying much more of the substance than Griner. However, unlike Griner, Fogels has not been classified as wrongfully detained, a designation which would prompt the U.S. government to actively work on negotiations to secure his release as part of the efforts by the State Department's envoy for hospital affairs. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that no one's talking about Marc Fogels. Everyone's talking about Brittney Griner. And why is that? Because she's a leftist that hates America. She's a leftist that fits every narrative you could possibly think of that promotes the left's narrative. So they don't care about Marc Fogels because he's a married, nuclear family, white male. And to him, they could care less. So spread this out. Show people. that it has nothing to do with Brittney Griner's race, nothing to do with her sexual orientation. That when you go into Russia with marijuana, you as an American are in deep shit. Anyway, I just wanted to show this to you. Share this around. Let people know that Brittney Griner is not the only one presently in a Russian gulag. Marc Fogels is also. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.